You're listening to Fish Grow Plants, a podcast all about practicing and sharing the love of aquaponics, hosted by Logan Schoolcraft.
Hello and welcome to Fish Grow Plants. In today's episode, we're talking about aquaponic tools. So, do you carry a multi-tool, like a Leatherman or something similar? Do you remember when and why you first started carrying it? If you're like me, you do. I can still remember quite clearly the rack outside the restroom at Cabela's that held the $5 multi-tool. There were many options available, but the cheap one was small, and I figured for $5 I wouldn't worry about losing it. Well, that was 9 years ago, and I wonder every day if this poor little tool is finally going to fall apart on me. I just love it. No, it's not the best or the most ideal tool all the time, but it's with me, I know it, and I trust what it can do, and I'm comfortable with it. That's a big part of this episode, to help you know you don't have to have every tool known to man to do aquaponics, but rather to trust and be comfortable with the ones you do have. So, how about a list of aquaponics tools? Certainly, but let's be clear about a few things before. First, I know some of you may interpret a tool specifically as something you hold in your hand to perform some manual or mechanical type task. I'm going to ask you to open up that definition a bit to include anything that is useful to you to perform a specific function. And secondly, I want this list to cover a lot of aquaponic practitioners and soon-to-be practitioners out there. So we're going to cover a fairly wide path, but not dive into one specific area, meaning we won't be going over tools specific to indoor growing only or the needs of a commercial grower. Make sense? Okay, here we go. Number 1, shade cloth. To regulate air temperature over your plants. I like something reflective like a luminette. 2, backup power and air. To keep your fish happily breathing when the grid is down. I'm currently using a booster battery pack and a small inverter. 3, pH meter. Yes, strips do work, but a meter is more accurate and some can compensate for temperature changes so you get a better reading throughout the year. DO, dissolved oxygen meter, is number 4. If you have good air bubbles, odds are you're good, but this is insurance to know you're good. 5, water test kits or strips. To check the other critical parameters of your system water and makeup water. Things like chlorine, chloramine, total chlorine, bromine, ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, and maybe even hardness and alkalinity. 6, seedling trays and domes. To start your seeds off in a great way, economically and conveniently. 10-20 trays are all over the place, but lots of options are out there. Bootstrap Farmer has some good stuff to check out. 7, substrate. For starting all your seeds. There are a lot of options here too. Cocoa coir, vermiculite, perlite, rock wool cubes, hemp, clay pellets, and way more. 8, net pots or slit pots. To hold your substrate and seeds or seedlings. Lots of options to choose from here too. Recently, I came across 2-inch net pots I really like from C's Garden. 9, cutting tools. I think knives, scissors, box cutters, X-Actos, etc. You may not need them all the time, but I always seem to need a sharp edge for something. 10, fishnet. Yep, I tried not to use one, but man, you'll kick yourself if you don't have one. Just be sure to size it for your fish and tank. 11, brushes. And rags and sponges and other useful cleanup devices like towels to wipe and soak up messes. 12, storage. Be it drawers, bins, or an open shelf system, getting all your stuff organized not only makes you feel better, but it makes you more efficient too. 13, watering devices. I'm talking about the small hand pump type sprayers and misters, as well as little cups and waterers that let you gently water small plants, transfer a small amount of water, or use for dipping and soaking things like seeds. 14, buckets. I'm almost to the point of saying you can't have too many of any kind, shape, or size. I use them all the time and always seem to be looking for another one when they're all in use. 15, connectors. This list includes tape, Velcro, ties, wire, or any other device to hold things together. You'd think this tool and the cutting tools would cancel each other out, but it's odd how many times I use them both. Together even. 16. Hand tools. Here are your basic tools like hammers, pliers, screwdrivers, etc. Having a small set around makes adjusting parts and pieces much quicker and easier than by hand alone. I probably use the channel lock pliers and a small crescent more than the others. Alright, that's the list. 16 tools that are useful in helping you perform specific functions when it comes to your aquaponic system. Again, it's a bit broad, but these are tools I use routinely. Some obviously way more than others, but they're all valuable. If you have a handy tool you use often on your aquaponics, let me know. I'd love to hear how a tool has made your life easier, and may make mine easier too. Questions! Let me have them. Do you need clarification, more information, or maybe you just have a tangent thought? Send all your thoughts my way. See the website fishgrowplants.com for episode details, or just firing off an email to fishgrowplants@loganschoolcraft.com and I'll get back to you. So, was this episode good, bad, ugly, or other? Let me know. Comment, email, smoke signals, it doesn't matter. I love to hear from you. Your feedback is immense and I'm always grateful for it. Likewise, thank you for taking the time to listen and share your thoughts. Have a wonderful day.
This has been another episode of Fish Grow Plants, the podcast all about practicing and sharing the love of aquaponics, hosted by Logan Schoolcraft.